Traditional studying often feels like a slow, painful grind, but playing a video game can hold your attention for hours. Games use immediate feedback and clear rewards to trigger a consistent release of dopamine. We can replicate this same neurological loop for your next study session. By the end of this video, you will know how to execute a 20-minute study sprint that produces a single-page master note and earns a tangible reward. This portrait shows physicist Richard Feynman. His learning framework is the foundational system behind this sprint. Feynman believed that if you couldn't explain a complex concept in simple terms, you didn't truly understand it yet. Pause the video and gather your inventory: a blank notebook or document, your source material, a timer, and a physical reward like a favorite snack or piece of candy. Gathering these specific tools prepares your brain for active, goal-oriented data extraction. Open your syllabus or textbook and identify the material you need to master. Instead of picking a broad topic, isolate one hyper-specific, testable concept, like the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. This diagram shows the boxing method layout. Draw a title header at the top of your page, followed by 4 large, distinct squares. If the topic you chose cannot fit into these 4 boxes, your scope is too large. Choosing too much information at once will lead to a shallow summary rather than deep understanding. Place your physical reward on your desk. It should be visible but out of reach. Establish the strict rule that you cannot touch this reward until the sprint is finished and the boxes are filled. Set your countdown timer for exactly 15 to 20 minutes. The psychological combination of a visible reward and a ticking clock helps your brain prioritize the task at hand over competing distractions. Before you start the clock, close your textbook and hide your source material. This phase must be completed from memory. Start the timer. Your primary task is to fill the empty boxes by explaining the concept in your own words, as if you were teaching it to a beginner. You will inevitably hit a mental block. When you feel the urge to peek at your notes to find a missing fact, keep the book closed and try to recall anything related to it. The cognitive strain you feel during this forced retrieval is the mechanical requirement for building a permanent neural pathway in the hippocampus. When the timer ends, stop writing and reopen your source material. Compare your memory-based notes against the textbook to isolate errors or missing details. Use a contrasting pen color to explicitly fill in the gaps and correct mistakes inside your boxes. Now, use your last empty box to distill the entire concept into one simple, everyday analogy. Visualizing your blind spots in red while creating a unique analogy transforms fragile facts into a verifiable understanding of the subject. You have now earned your reward. Take and consume it to complete the dopamine loop for your brain. This side-by-side comparison shows the standard study method against your new document. On the left is a dense wall of transcribed text. On the right is a structured layout that prioritizes your specific knowledge gaps. This color-coded note is superior for exam revision because it ignores what you already know and highlights exactly where you struggled during the sprint. Turn the page, select your next syllabus topic, and restart the timer. Mastering a complex subject relies on these short, rewarding cycles to maintain consistent interest and sustain your motivation.